Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of College Hockey Talk. On today's podcast, I'm joined by a very special guest. Sophomore from the UNH women's hockey team, Brianna Brooks, joins the show. Brianna, thank you so much for coming back on the podcast. And how's everything going?
Thank you for having me. Everything's been great.
Well, your team got your first win in a shootout game versus Boston University last Saturday. Just talk about that win and what it meant to your team, especially since BU swept your team the weekend before.
I think that win was honestly a big milestone for us. We needed it. We had a tough weekend the weekend before, and I think we just struggled with scoring goals, and we've been playing really well. So I think finally scoring a few goals and beating them in a shootout was what we needed to get back on our feet.
Yeah, did it compare to last year's win against Northeastern in a shootout? Because I felt like they were both pretty similar games, but that Northeastern game gave your team a lot of momentum towards the end of the season, which I think really helped your team in the playoffs, beating Holy Cross. Do you kind of compare this win against BU as that win? And it's obviously a little bit better since it's in the beginning of
Yeah.
the year, so you're going to get positive momentum throughout more of the regular season than that win against Northeastern last season.
Yeah, I think that the win against Northeastern was different almost because we're like, yeah, like we deserve this. And I think the win against BU the other day was just like we're so happy because we went through 2 weeks of just like an emotional roller coaster. Like we hate losing, and we just needed that win for like the team. So it was a big.
Absolutely. And overall, how would you evaluate your team's start to the season? You're 0-3-1 officially in the hockey record book. So just how would you evaluate your team's start, and how are you going to use this start towards the rest of the regular season?
Yeah, overall, I think honestly we can't get down on ourselves for it. I think we can only go up from here. So honestly, I think it's a great way to start. I think we know what we need to do now. We've made our mistakes, and now we can work towards getting better.
And just talk about the freshmen on your team and the impact they have made, especially Kira Judikis, who's been really impressive for myself. She already has 3 goals this season. What's it been like playing with the freshmen, and just talk about what they bring to the team?
Yeah, honestly, our freshmen have been great. We needed them. Yeah, they all had great things. Kira Judikis is a great player, great line mate, great person. I knew her from back home too, and she's a big part of our team too, especially with scoring. I feel like our team last year struggled with scoring, and we have already a little bit this year. But she's obviously has been a big part of that, and I think she will continue to be.
And obviously, you got your first assist of the season with one of her goals. Just talk about that assist and what it meant to you, because you seemed pretty excited when you got that assist, just watching the highlights of that game.
Yeah, I was really excited. It's always nice to get your first point back, and you need to start somewhere too in the season to get your points rolling again. And especially as like a forward, if you overthink it or something, like you can get in your head. So I feel like it was just a good step to just get it out of the way.
Now, how have you tried to help the freshmen in their transition into college hockey? Because your class was huge last year for your freshman class. This freshman class seems a bit smaller. So how have you tried to help them in their transition into college hockey, just because their experience as a freshman is a little bit different than yours, because they're not really dealing with all the protocols of playing in a pandemic year?
Yeah, I think like the biggest thing is we are just trying to be role models for them and tell them just to have fun and kind of just be there for them to ask questions and stuff. Because I feel like last year, like with COVID and everything, like we were limited to that, especially as like a freshman class of 8. Like I'm sure like the older girls were maybe a bit intimidated by us coming in. So I think just like being there for them and giving them the best experience possible.
Now, at the time of this recording, you guys are getting ready for a weekend series against Boston College. What is your team's mindset heading into this series, and what do you hope to accomplish during the beginning part of the season, especially in this weekend series against BC, because it seems like it's a big weekend series for your team?
Yeah, I think we're just hoping to accomplish everything we've been working on in practice and in the past couple games. And we've been working really hard and doing a lot of things that are going to help us win. So I think we can beat any team if we really want it and really put our minds to it.
Now, do you have any personal goals and expectations for this season?
Honestly, I just want to be better than last year. Improve is probably my biggest goal, and do everything I can to be there for my team.
And it seems like your sophomore class has made a big jump from your freshman year to your sophomore year. Just talk about the jump that your class as a whole has made and just how important it is.
Yeah, I think like last year being freshmen, there was a lot of pressure on us. and there was a lot of us. It was tough. So I think this year we're more experienced and we can bring more to our team. And I think that's a very positive thing for our team.
Now, how was your off season this past season, and did you do anything interesting, whether it's hockey related or non-hockey related?
I didn't really do much. That was interesting. I just laid by my pool and chilled. COVID's kind of crazy back home in Canada still, so I didn't really do much. I came to New Hampshire to visit for a week, and yeah, that was about it.
It could have been worse. It's not the worst
Yeah.
thing to do just to hang by the pool. What's it like going to campus during the middle of the summer? Because it seems like it's probably a bit dead there.
Yeah, it was really dead. It was weird for sure. I was like, I wasn't expecting it because when I'm there, like everyone's there, everyone's walking around, but like no one was on campus. It was kind of cool to see, honestly.
Yeah, no, I went to one campus in the middle of the summer, and I actually kind of liked it because I like the quiet feeling of just being there by yourself. I don't know, there was something about it that I liked, just because sometimes it's a good to just get away from all the chaos of a college year and just to be on a campus where chaos always happens. It's kind of nice just to have it become. And UNH is obviously a really nice campus, so it must be
Yeah,
nice in the summertime to just take a look at.
yeah, for sure. It was beautiful.
No, overall, how is training going for yourself, and what are you working on the most for your game so far right now?
Training was good in the summer and is good now. I've been working on probably shooting and driving the net more before practice and stuff. So I'm hoping that I can get some more goals this year.
Nice, nice. And what is one area of your game you're hoping to improve on the most? Is it that goal scoring, like you kind of just mentioned, or is there another area of your game you're improving on or trying to improve on so far right now?
Definitely my goal scoring. I've been getting a lot of shots and not many goals, so I want to definitely improve on that. And I think same like last year, I had many shots and not a lot of goals compared to shots. So I want to improve that for sure this year.
How do you try to improve that goal scoring knack? Because I feel like some of it is kind of just luck. Like sometimes the puck just doesn't bounce your way and you don't get those goals that you normally do. So what's the key for trying to improve the goal scoring knack? Is it more is like there's any like I guess strategy to it, or is it kind of luck sometimes, or is it a little bit of both?
I think it's a little bit of both, maybe. Like, for sure, luck is a big aspect of it. And I think when I overthink it, I'm not going to get that luck. But I also think, like, I need to work on it in practice. Like, if I have a scoring practice, like, hopefully it will come into the game. And I think those go hand in hand. So,
And you obviously play against, in practice, one of the best goalies in Ava Boutillier. What's it like playing against her in practice, and does that help your goal scoring knack at all?
yeah, it's amazing playing against Ava. It's just great because like it's a challenge, right? Like every goalie in the NCAA is good. So playing against like another good goalie is only going to help you and make you better. And if you score on her, like build your confidence too.
Nice. Well, did you face any challenges at all preparing for the upcoming season or this year, just because you were saying like how COVID is still kind of a big deal up in Ontario where you're from?
Yeah, a challenge would be probably like not being able to skate right away anyways. When I went home, like I could just work out and stuff, and even gyms like ended up closing, so I was just working out from home. So I definitely like had to do my own thing almost and work around it. And then finally I was getting back on the ice, but it still was like limited to once a week at the beginning, and then we got more ice and stuff. But yeah, that was definitely a challenge.
And how did it compare to last off season where everything was shut down for basically the entire off season? It seems like this off season things started to open back up more slowly during the off season. So did that
Yeah.
change your approach at all during the off season? All when things started to open back up, so you started to get more ice time and started to get to go in the gym more with other people.
I think this off season was more expected, so I was like able to work around it more. Like last year, I was kind of like I don't know what to do almost. Like, do I do nothing? Do I have to make my own program? Like stuff like that. So I think this year I was like better at adapting to it for sure.
And do you like working out at home versus in the gym? Is there any benefit to at-home workouts? Because talking to other players, some people like the at-home workouts more because they can work on their body weights and do more band workouts, which some players feel like helps them trying to get rid of injuries and preventing injuries. But also working out in the gym, you also are with professionals, so they know how to do the strength and conditioning drills that are important for getting ready for a season. So, what's your thoughts on all of that?
I find that I think you need a little bit of both. Like, I think you need to go into a gym and be pushed and be given different things. And then I also think, like, you need to do what you know is best for your body, whether it's like a band workout or whatever you need.
Do you have like a trainer at all during the summer? Like, what's your program look like?
Yeah, so this summer I stayed at home and had a gym in my basement, and we get sent workout programs in the summer, and then once in a while I went into a place called Twist, just to work out there, but that like didn't open till the end, so I didn't get to go in a lot. But yeah, it was definitely a bit of both of for me.
No, one thing I found out about yourself just doing a little bit of research was how you have an older sister that also plays college hockey for Brock University. Does that give you any benefit during the off season, having someone who kind of knows what it's like being a college athlete and preparing for an upcoming season?
Yeah, for sure. Like I worked out with my sister all summer too, right? And she's a senior now at Brock University. So yeah, it's kind of cool just to like see and learn from her. Like it's crazy because I'm like one day I'm gonna be like in her position, and she works really hard. Like she did all of her like workouts her team gave her, and she yeah, it was just great to look up to her.
Now, is there any competition that happens during the off season, like who can lift the most, or that usually doesn't happen? I'm not sure. I feel like with me and my siblings, I feel like there would be a lot of competition.
Yeah, there's definitely competition. More like for like things like chin ups or whatever, because
Mhm.
like she like growing up could never do them, but now she's like worked really hard and she's like up to doing like 5 or 6. So we always like battle with that, and like on the ice especially we battle too and we skate together.
Now, do you ever talk to her during the season and try to get tips? Because I feel like having a sibling that also plays college hockey, I feel like there's parts of your game that you might notice that she might see and help you improve on.
Yeah, for sure. We talk obviously all the time, whether it's about hockey or not. And yeah, we're different positions, so I don't know how much we talk about like actual like game plays, more just like team dynamic and what's going on in our lives, probably.
Now, one thing that was new to this season for yourself is fans are back at the Whittemore Center. What was that like for yourself to finally have fans back in the building? And is it like a different energy that you experience versus the cardboard cutouts that you had to experience last season?
Oh, for sure. It was a yeah, there was a big change in energy. Just having my family was there the first weekend, so it was nice to just like know that they were present, and it was like different because like we see no one in the stands, and we saw a few people. So it was yeah, it was definitely more exciting to like play for fans for sure.
Now, you also play non-conference games this year as well. How excited are you when you play those non-conference games, and does your approach change at all playing a team from a different conference versus a Hockey East team?
Oh no, for sure my approach won't change at all for that. But I think it's exciting to play someone new, because like we didn't get that opportunity last year. So I think that will be a good experience for us this year.
Any team you look forward to playing this year? I don't know if you check the schedule at all, but I feel like there's some. I know you guys play Dartmouth this year. I feel like that should be a fun game.
Yeah, Dartmouth will be fun, and Penn State. I have a friend on Penn State, so I'm excited to play them. And I actually played Penn State when I was in junior hockey, like my last year. So it'll be exciting to play them again to see like how we line up in college too. So yeah.
Now I have to ask, when this, what's it called, the squid that gets thrown out like after the first goal is scored, is it a different feeling when there's fans in the building versus when there's no fans at all?
Are you talking about the fish?
Yeah, the fish. I'm not sure. I've seen I think it's a bit of a weird tradition, but I don't go to UNH.
Yeah.
That's probably why I think find it a bit odd.
Yeah, it's a fish. It's a tradition. Yeah, I just think it's exciting for us and the fans, and it's just a way to like, I don't know, get everyone going. Like it's our first goal of the game, so it's exciting.
Now, how have protocols changed since last year, and does that make things easier for yourself, not having to worry about all those different protocols you have to follow? I'm assuming some of them are still in place, but I feel like things are a little bit more looser now.
Yeah, things are definitely looser. Like we don't have to wear masks on the ice anymore and stuff like that. So that's definitely probably the biggest one. We still test, like do COVID tests, but only once every 2 weeks now. Like last year, we were doing 3 times a week because like if someone had COVID on our team, like we had to catch it right away. So like it didn't affect everyone. So just like things like that have been the change for sure.
Now, what are your team's goals and expectations for this season? Like, obviously, is it just hockey's championship or bust, or is there other goals your team might have this year?
I think obviously our end goal is in hockey is championship for sure. But I think our goals are just to improve from last year and do better and be win games and do what we can for sure.
Now we're now in the segment I like to call the non-hockey segment, as you are probably very aware of. This non-hockey segment is a little different, though. I've tried to find some just random questions on the internet, which I found interesting. So I'm curious to hear your opinions on that. And if you need time just to figure out an answer, feel free to give me my answer so you can think of yours. So the first non-hockey question is: how do you balance both the academics and hockey aspect of being a student athlete?
I think the biggest thing is time management. Whenever I have free time, I've got to do some schoolwork, or otherwise I'm swamped and I go to bed late, and it's tough. So I think the biggest thing is whenever I have free time, I just need to do my work and get it done early in the week, so I don't have anything for game weekends too. So probably just time management's the biggest thing.
And does UNH give you resources at all to like help with the work management? I know a lot of hockey programs do that. I was curious if UNH does as well.
Yeah, we have like study hall, so all athletes can go there whenever they want to study whatever. Like it's just an athletic building for that, and there's like printers and stuff. It's all like free access for athletes, and we have like tutoring and stuff that we can go get help with. So yeah, it's great. If we ever need help, like it's right there at the tip of our fingers.
Now, speaking of other athletes at UNH, what sports do you like to watch at UNH besides women's hockey?
We watch men's hockey. We watch soccer, men's soccer, women's soccer, football if we can. Probably those ones specifically.
Nice. That must be fun to just support the other athletes. Have you had the chance to meet the other athletes at UNH? I feel like last year you're kind of just in a bubble with your own team, but is it nice this year to kind of meet guys from the men's hockey team and from the soccer teams as well?
Yeah, I feel like last year we were able to meet a few, but only really like within our class because if we were in like residence with them or something. But yeah, it's been great being able to meet all the other athletes. Like we've already made so many more friends and stuff this year that we weren't able to meet last year who have like been here for either a couple of years or even if it's their first year, but like for sure meeting people has increased this year.
That's awesome. Now, what next question is, what is the most interesting thing you've read or seen this week?
Oh, I don't know. That's a tough one. Not a big reader.
Yeah. Well, it could be just something you've seen like on your social media feed. Like that could be something.
um,
I guess I'll go first, just let you think about your answer. But for me, it's a hockey thing. I just thought it was interesting to see the Olympic rosters for Team USA. They already announced 3 players would be on it. One of those players was Austin Matthews, and I was just reading about like how he got started into hockey. And he's from Arizona, which is obviously a state not known for hockey. So
yeah.
just to hear how he like got like into the sport and like how he developed and became the #1 overall pick, I thought was really interesting.
Yeah. Honestly, like I haven't really been paying too much attention to that. The one thing I'll say is my friend Julia Gosling. She's she was out in Calgary, and I think it was like her mom posted something of her scoring a goal. So I think that would be the one
Mhm.
thing that stood out to me this week.
That's awesome. Is it cool to see one of your friends be centralized for the Olympics?
Oh yeah, it's really cool. Like she deserves it, so it's awesome for her. And I just love like seeing her face pop up or whatever, hearing about the good things she's doing. So yeah, it's awesome.
That's awesome to hear. Well, next non-hockey question is, what is your favorite social media app? This past week, I feel like you've had to indulge in many just because some of them got shut down.
Yeah, my favorite will probably be Instagram. I'm not a big TikTok girl or a big Snapchat girl or anything like that. So I'd probably say Instagram for sure.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely not a big. I don't even have Snapchat, so I definitely am not a Snapchat guy. But that's interesting to see here that you're not a TikTok fan because from what I was told, there's a lot of your teammates that are very much into it and very popular on the app as well.
Yeah, my teammates love it, and I find it honestly so fun making TikToks with them and stuff. It's just like I don't even think of it. Like they're the ones thinking of all these things, and I'm like, yeah, I'll do it, but I'm like, I don't know. It's not my thing.
Have you ever been featured in like one of their viral videos before?
Yeah, I have, and a couple of them.
Oh, nice,
Eight,
nice.
yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that just because like I feel like I don't know with that app like it seems like there's kind of like algorithm towards it like some videos do well better than others.
Yeah.
So I feel like it would be weird for myself to just like read some of the comments that people might make about me. I don't know like how you dealt with that.
Yeah, I didn't even read the comments if I'm being honest. Like people, like my friends were saying that the people were just like saying, giving us numbers, like whoever's like was first in the video, like they're like, oh, girl one or like girl
Yeah.
two. Like, it's so dumb, but
Yeah. Well, that's good that you're not paying attention to that because I feel like I don't know I feel like I would find that pretty odd for myself. I don't know if you would as well.
yeah, I don't really care. I'm just like, I don't
Mhm.
even know. These are random people, so
Exactly, exactly. Now, what is something you wish that more people knew about yourself?
um, I don't know. Maybe that I have three other siblings. Maybe I have
Nice.
a big family, a big Italian family and English. So yeah.
That thing did that make things interesting for the Euros this summer because I know England played Italy and I know those kind of like a bit, there was a lot of English and Italian families. Who did you root for? I'm curious.
So we had both sides of the family over at my house, and we had a huge gathering, a huge dinner. We all watched the game. Half was in their Italian jerseys, half was in English. So I actually started with an English jersey on and an Italian hat, and then Italy won, so I changed my shirt for the
Mhm.
picture. But yeah, it was fun. Honestly, it was just my family loves soccer too, so it was a great experience just to see everyone in one room and celebrating for both teams, even though like there had to be a winner.
Yeah, that's definitely disappointing that half the room was a little disappointed from that game, but that was a great game,
Yeah,
in my opinion. What was your thoughts on the whole penalty shootout that happened? Because I feel like England kind of choked it away because I thought they were going to win that game, especially since it was in London.
yeah, I thought England was gonna win too. Um, I thought it was like, wait, what one was it? Who scored? Italy scored, right?
Yeah, I
On these
think
shoot.
Italy scored, and then like the guy made the save to win the game, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, yeah, something like that. I don't remember, but yeah, it was a great experience.
Now, do you have like a favorite club team, or you just watch the big summer tournaments when they happen?
Definitely just the big summer tournaments. Yeah.
Well, I'm very looking forward to the World Cup that's coming next year. I think it should be exciting. Unfortunately, though, I will be rooting for Team USA since I'm American. Hopefully the boys can make the World Cup this time. Last time they didn't. So, but Canada, I know, is potentially make their first World Cup as well. I think that'll be cool to see because they haven't
Yeah,
been since 1986.
yeah, that'll be cool to see.
Now, if you had the world's attention for 30 seconds, what would you say and why?
Um, wow. I'd probably just say be kind to one another, like love each other. Everyone's going through some stuff, so just don't be so hard on yourself and each other, probably.
That's a good thing. I think a lot of people need to hear that. So I totally agree with you on that. Now, if you could live anywhere in the world, where would you live and why?
Hmm. I'd probably live somewhere like Greece, somewhere adventurous, probably. I don't know, just change it up.
I think for myself, just staying here in New England, I think there's everything. You have the beaches, you have the mountains, you have like the forest. I feel like everything, like every type of environments here in New England, and there's a lot of good hockey as well, which for me, I
Yeah.
personally I like to see. So that's what I would just stay here personally.
Yeah, I love it here too, honestly. Like when I'm older, I would love to live here too. So yeah, I don't know.
Now, if there was a movie made about your life, who would you want to play yourself and why?
Jennifer Aniston, because she's my favorite actress, and I love the the show Friends.
Do
So it would definitely be my choice.
you think you look like Jennifer Aniston?
Not really. Maybe like the hair color and eye color, but other than that,
Mhm. That'll be for myself. I would probably pick like Leonardo DiCaprio. I know we don't look anything alike, but to tell
yeah,
people Leonardo DiCaprio played me in a movie, I think would be pretty
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Now, last non-hockey question is: who is your favorite non-hockey athlete?
Non-hockey athlete. Hmm. Probably David Beckham.
I would go
My
with,
brother after him, and my family loves him, so probably him.
is your brother named David or Beckham?
Beckham.
Oh, that's awesome. That's a cool name,
Yeah.
actually. Um,
Yeah.
I'll probably go with another soccer player myself, Lionel Messi. I think that guy's pretty awesome, and it's
Oh
just
yeah.
some of the stuff he comes up with is pretty cool. Or Ronaldo, one of those two. I think just because their perspective on things are pretty interesting. So I like both players. So that's I'll pick another soccer player as well. Now
Nice.
back to some hockey questions now. My first hockey question is I wanted to get your thoughts on the Women's World Championships that happened in August. Team Canada won. I'm assuming you were pretty excited about that, seeing potentially some of the players that you've played against in that tournament.
Yeah, it was good to see Canada win, like it always is. So yeah, it was great for them.
Do you think Mary Philippoula's the best women's hockey player of all time?
Yeah, I think she's up there for sure.
And how cool is it just for yourself to watch her play growing up? I feel like that must have been cool for yourself to kind of see her in 2010, just starting out with the national team and her still being on the national team today.
Yeah, it's great to see that. She's been consistent. She's been obviously doing great things. So it's been awesome to watch her improve as a player and be a great role model for all of us female hockey players.
Now, speaking of women's hockey players, who's the most underrated player you've played against in college hockey? I'm curious.
Oh, underrated.
I feel like there's a lot of them in hockey East
Yeah,
that people don't give enough credit
but
to.
honestly, like I feel like there's many good players on every team that are underrated, and it's sad because like a team is only good because of those underrated players sometimes too. Like there might be one star in each team, but there are people passing to that one star, and there's people making that star better. So I think honestly, yeah, I wouldn't say anyone specifically. I would say there's definitely a few on each team.
Who are some of the underrated players on your team?
I think Siobhan Truder would be an underrated player on my team. Kyla Ben, another underrated player. I think they have big roles in our team, and I think um, I really hear about them a lot. So I think, yeah, they'd definitely be underrated.
Now, next hockey question is, what are your thoughts on the podcast when we last had you on? I apologized if I seemed nervous during your interview. You were one of my favorite players to watch in Hockey East. So, but I just want to get your thoughts on the interview. I think I did a better job for this one than the last one, in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure you did. Yeah, I didn't think you were nervous last time, but yeah, I think this one was better. I think I was nervous too. It was one of my first podcasts ever doing it too, right? It was like new last year. So for me anyway. So yeah, no, I think it was great. Way better this time for sure.
Awesome. Well, is there any guests that we should have on from the future for future episodes? Any on your team or potentially other players you might have played with in juniors?
I don't know if she's been on it, but my friend Julie Goff, have you talked to her on this?
I actually have, yeah, last March.
Okay, well, I love that girl, so maybe her. She's a great person. I don't know, maybe my freshman too, like Kira,
Hmm.
Maria's too. She's one of our defense, and she's really good. So maybe a few of them too. Yeah.
Nice. Well, I'll definitely reach out and see what happens. But thank you so much, Brianna, for coming back on the podcast. I really appreciate it. You're a great hockey player, but you're also an even better person as well. So take care, stay safe, and I wish you all the best for the rest of the season. And hopefully I get the chance to see your team play in person sometime soon.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.